Own parking space, it's Late Night with David Letterman, a man who came this close to getting Kathy Lee's job with Regis, David Letterman.
Up here tonight. Today, are you aware of this? Today is Elvis Presley's 58th birthday. Elvis Presley's 58th birthday. Yeah, that's right.
58. He would have been
58th birthday, Elvis Presley. Elvis celebrated quietly at home with friends. It's interesting, now that the Bush administration is winding down, various cabinet members are talking about the accomplishments of the administration. Lawrence Eagleburger, Secretary of State, this afternoon was talking about all of the foreign policy and domestic advancements under the Bush administration. Coincidentally, it was during the Bush years that the White House commissary started serving Eagleburgers. Did you know that? Maybe not. I'm a little nervous tonight. My fiancée is in the audience. We're going to the Poconos. Meteorologically speaking, have you heard about the big storms in Los Angeles, California? Southern California deluged with big seasonal storms out there. Here's what happens. They get these low-pressure disturbances over the Pacific, and they kind of stall there around Southern California, and they just pound that community with a lot of rain. And they're having trouble with slides, mudslides. In fact, it's really gotten so bad, officials have advised Cher to keep her face inside. So Dan Quayle apparently trying to sneak one last little deal in here before he leaves office. Apparently over the Christmas holidays, he was skiing in Colorado. So he and some buddies decide what they'll do is they'll get an Air Force jet to fly them when they're done skiing in Colorado to play golf in Arizona. Yeah. I see. Maybe this guy is presidential material after all. Did I mention my fiancée is in the audience? I've never been more deeply in love. I'm an idiot.
I'm thrilled for you.
I'm 45 years old. I got a suit on. I stand here in front of the camera and I scream things like that.
Absolutely. More power to you.
On the program this evening, ladies and gentlemen, Michael McKean, a fine actor and one of the members of Spinal Tap, is joining us this evening. Of course, that's my future brother-in-law right there in the sweatshirt right there. Not really all that amused, is he? Nice to have you in the family, Dave. Also on the program this evening, she's been with us before, eh? Oh, one of our favorites, Chaka Khan, is here tonight. If there's any trouble at the reception, I'll handle it, okay, Dave? My brother-in-law.
Yeah, well, be nice to him. You want to ingratiate yourself with the family.
Yeah, you betcha. Also on the program this evening from the MTV and the Today Show, Tabitha Soren. What a lovely show. Hey, let's say hello to our friend Paul Schaefer. He's right over there.
Thanks, everybody. Thank you, David. Will you do me one favor?
Yeah, what is it, buddy?
Can I be first to kiss the bride?
Yeah, oh,
Because
sure. Well, it's up to the lovely Marie.
Whatever.
What is it? What? Maria.
Maria.
Of course, I just call her Marie sometimes.
Well,
that shows you how much in love we are. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Friday night. We have a delightful program for you, and we're going to begin it tonight, as we always do on Friday, by answering our viewer mail. This is actual letters, and they've been sent in from actual viewers, and I believe it's this show and 60 Minutes are the only two shows in existence now that actually answers their viewer mail. There may be a couple in Europe, but I don't really know. A little coffee here to kick things off. Cartoons, Hanna-Barbera, you can't beat it.
can't beat those sounds.
Letter number one. Letter number one. Dear Dave, the other day I was in the mall and all of a sudden I thought I was a fish hook. Has this ever happened to you or Paul? Rod Harris, Hoover, Alabama. Well, that's an interesting letter. Okay. The brown acid is bad. Stay away from the brown acid. It's no good. And now, Country Joe and the fish. Thank you. Do you, Dave, take Maria? Larry, get away from the punch. You should be parking cars, pal. Could I be just a little more annoying? Hey, huh? What do you mean, no? Dear Dave, letter number two begins, why, when you were going to sit after the monologue, oh, this is a question about the operational procedure of the show, or the procedural operation of the show. After the monologue, the camera takes a shot of Paul instead of just following you. What do you do in those few seconds that the television viewing public cannot see you? My cousin and I have been mystified with it for the longest time. This comes from Richard Diaz and Lillian Salazar. It took 2 people to write this letter. I know what they're talking about. When I introduce Paul, like I just did here, let me recreate this and I'll show you. Okay, now this is a rare behind-the-scenes glimpse into big-time show business, or as big-time as we get here at NBC. All right, so, hey, Dave, you need another 8-pack? No, we're okay, Larry. Don't worry. Everything's fine. I introduced Paul right here. Paul Schaefer, ladies and gentlemen. Now, see the camera. All right. Normally, the camera takes that shot of Paul. Now, while that camera is on, I walk over here to the bookshelf. I pick up this copy of TV's Alice, Linda Lavin, and I give her a gentle kiss. Oh, thank you very much.
That's the procedural operation behind that.
Letter number 3. Hey, Dave, we all know your goofy face from watching it on TV. But if the NBC nurse removed your brain and put it in a jar, could we tell the difference from, say, Paul's brain? Excellent question. Scientifically, Kevin Gillen, University of Chicago. You know, oddly enough, this afternoon when the letter came in, we tried this. We had a little brain experiment up in the NBC medical laboratory, and we were going to see if there were any differences between Paul's brain and mine. Roll the videotape, and I think you'll see a surprisingly noticeable difference here. Roll it, Hal. Watch this. Okay.
Test 31, cashews.
You sure do love your cashews.
Oh, man, I love, nobody loves cashews more than I do. Paul, since they put your brain back in your head, have you felt anything? You feel funny?
I feel a little funny. What about you?
Yeah, I feel like I'm always going to sneeze. Just about to sneeze.
Yeah. That's it.
Letter number 4. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, hang on to yourselves. Get ready for real TV entertainment. Letter number 4. What time is it? Dave Nelson, Sacramento, California. Dave, the question, what time is it? What time is it? It's time for Dalmatians. Turn them loose, boys. Here they come. We'll be right back with Michael McKean. Thanks for joining us, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, every member of tonight's studio audience receives their very own Dalmatian.
If everybody will please come back into the ballroom, the bride and groom are going to cut the cake, okay?
That's me doing an impression of my future brother-in-law at the wedding with his bullhorn.
And Country Joe and the Fish are the band.
Okay, out to the parking lot. They're leaving for their honeymoon now.
Why did we book Country Joe and the Fish at my wedding?
Have you seen your brother-in-law?
Oh.
Didn't mean nothing. Meant nothing by it.
Let's do our top 10 list, ladies and gentlemen, and then... the category tonight, top 10 signs the guy who has pulled you over is not a real cop. The man that has pulled you over on the streets and highways of this country is not a real police officer. Happens with increasing frequency.
Be hard to tell.
Yeah, top 10 signs. Well, that's why we have the little list here for you. Top 10 signs he's not a cop. Number 10, he's driving a Mr. Softy truck. Number 9, nightstick looks suspiciously like one of those really long Slim Jims. Number 8, can't fit you in the back of his car because of all of the chickens. Or I guess Dalmatians would work there, too. Number 7, rather than protect and serve, his motto is lift and separate. Number 6, he keeps calling you mommy. Well, see now there, a guy dressed like a cop calling you mommy has got more than a couple of problems. Number 5, you're blinded by the glare of his silver cape. Number 4, instead of handcuffs, 2 onion rings and a rubber band. Number 3, he jumps in the backseat, holds a gun to your head, and says, drive me to Cincinnati. That's not a cop.
No, that's not.
Number 2, every other word out of his mouth is Martians. And the number 1 sign the guy who's pulled you over isn't a real cop, hates donuts. There you go. Let's bring out our first guest. Very nice man, very smart. You've known this guy for a long time.
Sure. Old friend.
Nice man, very funny man, very smart man, and a great actor. Let's just bring him out and see what he can do. Bring him out here and turn him loose. Our first guest spent last summer touring the country as David St. Nubbins, the lead singer, huh? What? Oh, I'm sorry, Hubbins, forgive me. Would a little whiteout kill you?
Really, at this point in our careers.
The cash bar is now closed.
The lead singer of the group Spinal Tap. He's also a fine actor and an ACE Award nominee. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the program, Michael McKean. Michael! to see you.
I'm funny, I'm smart, I'm nice.
Yeah.
And a great actor.
Good for you.
I can leave now.
No. You got plenty of work ahead of you, pal. Someone has got to entertain this nation.
Oh, yeah.
How were your holidays?
Oh, well, listen, was it the worst year of everyone's life? Seriously, I mean, was it pretty bad?
You had a bad year or just a bad end of a year?
No, I actually had a great deal of fun this year, but, you know, I've listened to the strains of Bitch School. I worked with these gentlemen over here.
Oh, this was the year of the big, the worldwide...
The tap tour,
the Spinal Tap Tour.
World Conquest. Yeah. You know, put off 1 year too long, I think. We had a great time, but it's, you know, it was one of those things. It's a job that started as a hobby, and it paid like a hobby. So, huge gaping hole in my finances, but I had a wonderful time, and I met 2 Beatles, and hey.
There you go. How long did the tour actually last?
Well, we played 28 cities in this particular nation, and we played 3 cities in Canada in 1 day. We traveled 6,000 miles in Canada in 1 day. Yes? Yes. It's a world record for polishing off Canada, I think. We played at noon in St. John's, Newfoundland, and we played at 5 o'clock in Toronto, and we played at midnight in Vancouver.
So you actually did go from the East Coast to the West Coast, the Maritime provinces to the West Coast. And
the back of the plane, we were in the front of the plane. The back of the plane was filled with Canadian people, as a matter of fact, who had won a contest to travel on the Spinal Tap party plane.
Oh, those Canadians.
Yeah, that's right.
They know a good time when they hear it.
Yeah, especially when it's sponsored by a beer company. Yeah. So you could set your watch by the number of times you heard "Oh Canada" from the back.
So now you guys, you and the other members of the group, did you fraternize with the fans in the back? Did you talk with them?
There was one fan who insisted on fraternization. Yes, he was a big burly guy, and they actually asked him to get off the plane.
Really?
Yeah.
No, that's no way to treat a contest winner.
No, but he understood. He went quietly. It was really this one guy who just refused to stay in his seat, and he kept, I just wanted to say hello to him. And he kept, you know, which was okay one at a time. So they asked him to get off.
Have you met my brother-in-law?
Larry. Yeah, Larry and I had a nice chat in the green room. Yeah. He's a nice fella.
Were you guys, now, did people understand that it's a joke, but it's a good joke.
Well, thank you.
But did people react to you as a joke or as a legitimate rock and roll act?
Well, we tried to scope that, and I think early on we decided that we were standing up on the stage pretending to be Spinal Tap, and they were sitting out there in the seats pretending to be our fans. Yeah. So it was sort of they were invited to be in the real live sequel. It was kind of like the New York Experience. Remember that? Is that still going on?
I don't know.
You can go and smell subways and stuff. It's like a museum where you can smell what the subway is like. But anyway, yeah, it was. I would say that there's just a kind of equal portions of reality and fantasy there.
And were they more excited in Great Britain when you got over there?
They were fairly excited, yes. Yeah, we played at Albert Hall, which...
must have been a thrill.
It was a great, I recommend it to anyone, if you can even just get in and look at the place.
Oh, I thought you could get your own group together and play there.
Do that, too.
But also you...
It pays about the same.
You injured yourself sort of toward the holidays,
yeah,
right?
Well, yeah,
right.
A few days
right
before.
There. Oh. We'll come back and pick that up. All right. Okay. But you're okay now.
We'll be back with Michael McKean's injury.
That's right. Well, exactly. Took the words right out of my mouth, folks. We'll be here. Look who's here. We have Michael McKean from Spinal Tap. Oh, and it says on your card, Laverne and Shirley.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. We forget about that. You were either Lenny or Squiggy.
Well, depending on what day of the week it was.
You were Lenny.
I was Leonard Walter Kosnowski. Yeah.
That's right. And you know, we've talked about this before. And David
St. Hubbins.
No.
St. Nubbins.
No. Squiggy was played by
David Lander.
David Lander.
Yes.
And Harry Shearer, who's also in Spinal Tap.
Yes.
And the two of you guys were in a comedy group years and years ago.
Credibility Gap.
Credibility Gap. Yeah. Very, very funny material.
Thanks,
great stuff.
yeah.
How long was the group together?
Well, actually, the Gap started 2 years before I got there. They were part of the radio news battalion at a radio station called KRLA in Los Angeles. And I got there in 1970.
Is this the team that used to do the broadcast of the Rose Parade?
Yeah.
And that was very, very funny.
It was cold but fun. You know, it was nice.
Yeah, so I put all that together for us.
You sure did. Okay.
Where did the little card guy go? I'm not done. What?
You
Come
don't
here,
feel
get
good
over here.
without
You're
him,
not done. Who gave you the night off, you little weasel? Why I ought to come over there? You just stand there till you've been released, will you?
He was striking my name off the card.
Yeah, watch what you're doing, Inky, okay? Dave Chews Out a Card Boy on the next late night. Also on the show, Chaka Khan and Tabitha Soren from MTV and also the Today Show. All right, beat it. Just beat it. No, he wants to stand straight. Go out in the hallway and add some more dots to those dogs. I'm sorry you had to see that. I momentarily lost my temper. Now, let's get back to talking about your injury. What exactly happened and how are you?
I'm fine, thank you, Dave. I fell off of, I was on the roof of the stable. See, we have horses where I live.
Wow.
And I was...
You must be doing pretty well.
Oh, yeah. In hock up to here, babe.
Yeah, but you have
that's the secret.
You have a stable, you have a structure.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of a structure, yeah. So I was up there, my son was painting something. We have rain now in Southern California.
Oh, yeah, we were talking about that earlier.
Yeah. So I was hanging a tarp. It's short for tarpaulin.
Oh,
it's
thank
a protective rainwear kind of device. Because the horses had never, I mean, they didn't remember rain. There's a short-term memory problem in California. No one remembers what rain is like because it doesn't rain for 8 months. So the horses were getting upset, so we had to put these tarps up.
They were frightened by the rain coming down? It was getting on them or just the sight of it?
It was making them a little nervous, you know, more nervous than usual. Horses are smarter than we think they are, but they're not as smart as they think they are. That's the rule about it. So I was hanging this tarp, and I was climbing down to go do the other side, and I was wearing these very slippery shoes, not these. And I was stepped onto
That would have been great, though, if you could have worn the same shoes.
Ladies and gentlemen, Exhibit A and Exhibit B. So I kind of found myself in space, and then I hit the ground, and I broke 4 ribs, and... but it's that moment.
How far did you fall?
I don't know, 8, 9 feet.
Ooh.
Not tremendous, you know, but I landed just right. You know, to feel really stupid.
Yeah.
To know I wasn't crippled for life, but I was an idiot anyway.
Yeah.
So my son, he sees me down there on the ground gasping, and he knows my medical history a little bit, and he goes, "I'll go get your inhaler." And he gets my inhaler.
What, do you think you're congested or something? Got a head cold?
Having an asthma attack, and I decided to lie there in the dirt, you know, to have it. So I couldn't say no, call and get the ambulance instead. But I didn't. I went and had X-rays, and thank God it wasn't my spine or anything.
Oh,
but,
man. So, and again, it was 4 ribs?
4 ribs.
Actually fractured or just kind of cracked?
Well, it's the same thing. I mean, if you crack a rib, you've broken it, in a sense.
There's not much they can do for that, is there?
No, they don't even bind you anymore. They used to, like, do that kind of Chinese foot thing to you, but up here. And they don't do that anymore because they discovered people wind up with pneumonia when they do that.
Why? Now, why is that?
Well, it's because, now listen, it's a very simple explanation. When you can't breathe using all of your lungs, which is you're prevented from doing so if there's pressure on them, then you wind up collecting fluids in the bottom of your lungs.
You know, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, well, the nature of these fluids is something we're not going to get into. But they're pneumonia producing.
Okay. So they just let it go and you're healing without any kind of assistance. Are you in pain right now?
Well, I'm on very, very heavy medication.
Hey, cool.
No, it's not like Jerry Lewis strength. It's, you know, I won't be writing a book about getting off of these.
Okay, good.
I'm acting as fast as I can.
What,
you know?
Do you...
It's mostly just ibuprofen and some other stuff.
Well, I wish you a speedy recovery. All right, do you have good plans for the new year?
Yeah, I plan to work this year.
Good for you.
And get paid for it.
Good for you. Michael, it's always a pleasure to have you with us.
As it is
nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Happy New Year. Chaka Khan. We'll be right back. Come on.
Most original, creative minds we have working today. He can act straight, he can be crazy, And he has a new movie out in which he goes... One of our more serious actors.
Yeah. Olivier, yo.
Yo.
Never become attached to a house. Never. And the judge said, all the money. And we'll just shorten it to alimony for the people at home. Divorce from the old Latin word divorcarum, meaning having your genitals torn out through your wallet.
That's from the Latin. I didn't know that.
That's kiss your assets goodbye. I do. Hello, Maestro.
How are you, sir?
Good, sir.
Well, it's nice to see doing that real...
Simple stuff again.
that real heavy drama show has kept you know.
Doing that Shakespeare stuff. You think about Shakespeare, you think about a man basically with the education, second-grade education, wrote some of the greatest poetry of all times. I think maybe not. I don't know. Wandering around Stratford after a couple of beers, knocking on doors, going... Is this 2B or not 2B? Right! I wrote that. It's mine.
That's mine.
I'm William Shakespeare, right? Kiss my tots.
Yeah. Did you ever do any Shakespeare? You did Waiting for Godot?
I did Waiting for Godot.
Yeah.
I did Shakespeare. It's exciting to wear tights and have people go, I can't see anything.
He's no nerve, you have.
Someone give him a dagger. Thank you.
There's a dagger I see in my hand.
What is this I hold before me? Oh, what a rogue peasant slave. Nothing.
That's just the window about discontent.
Aye, let it breathe.
You ever picture different people playing Hamlet, say to be or not to be, like Stallone?
Oh, Stallone.
Mel Gibson just did Hamlet. Pretty good, I hear.
It was wonderful, I hear. It's like great to hear about.
But Stallone, I couldn't say.
Stallone, you could feel like to be or what, you know. Schwarzenegger walks into the room. I'm back. Watch out, Denmark. Mother, come here. I love you. Big kiss for you. Sorry, you're dead. Look over here. I'm going to do another speech, but first, I'm going to tear through a wall and flex my nipples. Don't be afraid of me. Don't be afraid.
I'll be back.
I'll be back.
Yeah.
I know Nicholson, you could think of him.
Yeah,
he could do great. He'd be a great Hamlet, just like neither a borrower nor a lender be. And the T-shirts keep for thine self. These are obscure references, but we must.
We throw him in just to keep the audience.
Shakespeare said, was it not him that said, kill all the lawyers first? But of course, there were no agents then.
That's right. Who knew?
Who knew? 10%. My lord must give up that check for not feeling this. Carpe per diem sees the check, and yet Neil Bush still works. Why? I have a copy of the letter that George Bush wrote to Saddam Hussein.
Oh, yes. We were wondering where that was. You had it. All right. Can you reveal? Without affecting national security.
I don't know why they found this offensive. It starts off, Dear Oil Sucker. I don't know. Gets it off. And that man's named Tariq Aziz. Doesn't it think like, they have a little thing he's saying like, we want peace, and underneath it says, he's lying. It's Joe Asuzu. You want to think about the whole thing, though. You want to solve problems in the Middle East, you send John Gotti. He goes, Saddam, how you doing, babe? Okay, here's the deal. You get out of Kuwait, I give you Jersey. Okay. Bingo, he's out the next damn day. All of a sudden, wow, things start happening. Mingo, mingo, mingo. And I know that they've got Quail locked up in some back room going, okay, let's go over it again, okay? Okay, ready? Okay, here we go. Let's go over it one time, you okay? Assad, you did. Okay, try it again. Aziz, what did he say? No, try it again. Assad, you did. No, try it one more time. Hussein, nobody. Okay, try it again. Gaddafi, God bless you. Not that one. It's a little... I don't know. You have to kind of go, why is this? This is very strange.
Poor Quail.
Yeah.
Remember once when they said they were going to send him to Central America, and 3 days later they found him wandering around Ohio? You know, it was just...
He's been on more cruises than a Jewish grandmother. As soon as he comes home, he goes, "Hi, I'm back." Oh, okay. Send him out the door, and he comes back with a little statue with a, you know.
Yes. Remember
Look
that?
what I found, Marilyn. Give me that. Grind that down. It's a little frightening.
I'm going to ask you one serious question all tonight.
Oh, one serious
When you're doing the thing like first of all, you're a good actor. You're really a marvelous actor. But
It's so nice. I've been nominated twice. It's so nice to watch somebody else win. And they read the name and they go, "And the winner for Best Actor is someone other than you." And you sit there and they keep the camera on
And
you
you're
and you're supposed to go like, "I'm so happy." Wouldn't it be nice? You could be really truthful and go, "Ah! Yeah! Give it to me!"
But just to be among your peers is honor enough, sure.
It is.
Now, the
Hey, you don't even have a green card! Give it to me! I don't know, but the...
Now, what I was going to ask you.
Okay.
This has to do with what we're doing right now.
Okay.
You're a serious actor. You're in a serious scene. I know how you work, because your mind gets going in stream of consciousness, and you start firing. When you're in those scenes, you ever get to the point where all of a sudden you're saying, "Hey, there's no laughs here," and you want to veer off and go into the comedy thing?
There's sometimes, I mean, it was weird. In this movie, I was working with Robert De Niro, who was obviously a whole other style.
Yeah.
Well,
Bob is not a funny guy.
I think Nostradamus said, "When they meet, that will be the end." I mean, he's a different style.
Yeah,
you know, it's like, "How you doing, Bob?" What? And it's, you're afraid that if you look at him the wrong way, it's like, "Hey, Bob." I mean, you have to you find a way of dealing with it, but there's sometimes where you have to break the mood, because we're working in a mental hospital for 5 months in Brooklyn, and every day you'd walk in, there'd be a little guy staring, there'd be like, there's a lot of doors and only 5 keys. And you'd be there and you'd walk past and there'd be a guy waiting at the window going, "Do I look nuts to you? Do I look nuts to you? Do I look crazy to you?" And you realize it was one of the doctors. This is a beginning. So you're walking into this environment and we were working in this place, and it was I guess a hospital where the bottom 2 floors were still real patients.
Yeah.
And we used a lot of real patients. We used, Penny was using schizophrenics and Tourette's patients. And it was a weird thing. The schizophrenics, she would direct them, and everything was fine until the moment when they said, "It's time now. We're going to have to, because someone's talking in front of you. We want you to talk but not say anything." And all of a sudden you saw them look like, "And I'm crazy?"
Yeah. But they wanted background stuff, but not...
It's like, it was that moment where all of a sudden reality went,
Yeah.
But there are times when, no, you have to break out, but there's other times where you can't.
Did you ever meet the doctor that you're playing in here?
Oh, yeah, he's wonderful. Oliver Sacks, he wrote this book, Awakenings, and he wrote another book called The Man Who Mistook His Wife for a Hat, which those of you who drink a lot are going, "I've done that." She was a pair of shorts one night, too. And he wrote these wonderful books, basically about different aspects of the brain. And in this, he was there every day.
Yeah.
He's an amazing man. He's about 6'4". He's like a combination of Arnold Schwarzenegger and Albert Schweitzer. And he also looks like Santa Claus, because he's got this big beard, and usually there's food in it that he's forgotten is there. Oh, good. I forgot that.
Tasty.
Tasty. And he's the amazing thing, as big as he is and as strong as he is, he's this very gentle and compassionate man who is brilliant, he called these people who basically have been in a comatose state for 30 years, and many of us are going, "Oh, that's Ronald Reagan." But no, I think he's wrote about them from the point of view that basically they're explorers. He said that they came from they're in another state. They're exploring another dimension of thought.
And of course, in the play, you played the doctor who was aware that there are people inside there, and then just over a period of time start to come out of there.
Yeah,
right?
Through this, he basically isolated that they suffered from this one disorder called encephalitis lethargica, encephalitis is a brain virus. And this is a specific one that after the initial outbreak, which went through Europe and America and killed many people, but many people who survived had a dormancy period, and about 5 years later, they all of a sudden would start to freeze up and go into this like statue state.
It would be latent that long, and then...
Yeah, and you have a dormancy period, and then it would come back, and then he woke them up basically with this drug that they use for Parkinson's patients, which it was a miracle. And he said for that summer, it was an amazing thing to see them. He has documented footage of these people who hadn't moved in a long time. And the next thing you see them, they're like this. I'm out of here. You think that after 30 years, one of them would wake up and go, didn't anybody try and shake me?
I was sleeping. Yeah. We're going to show you a film clip later. So stay where you are. We're coming back with Robin. And back.
The heavier precipitation is still out to sea. Most of California is...
Well, we're talking. Since I have seen you last, you've become a daddy again.
Yes, sir.
You have a young daughter now.
Yes, a little girl. Pictures. Show them the pictures. It's wonderful to raise
a year and a half?
Yeah, she's a year and a half. Her name is Zelda, which is, people go, oh, is that for F. Scott Fitzgerald? Yeah. Daddy, I'm at the plaza. No, she's named my son picked the name.
Oh, that's nice.
It's wonderful, and it's different raising a girl than a boy. First of all, she came in the shower the other day, looked up and went, oh, Dad's got something stuck in his eye. I snipped all the time. Well, thank you.
An alert child.
Very good. Wow, something's different. What's wrong with this picture? And,
you said she's very outgoing. You're telling me she makes eye contact with people in a room?
Yeah, she works the room.
At that age?
Very much. It's also, it borders on a little bit coquettish, you know. It's a little bit like, hi. It's like, so you're worried about the time when she gets to be 16 and goes, Dad, this is Ted. Hello, Ted. Can I have some blood and urine so I can run some tests?
Just leave it in the back room, put it in the fridge.
Yeah, thank you very much. Oh, I don't think you're going out tonight, Ted.
Different standard between father of a boy and a father of a daughter.
It's quite wonderful. I mean, you do feel like when you have a little girl, you feel like some sort of superhero. It's like, Father Man. During the day, mild-mannered comedian. At night, Father Man. And the only thing that can stop him is baby caca. It's amazing. You open one of those little diapers, and it's like, oh, a little cherub, and all of a sudden, toxic waste.
How can she do this?
It's like, oh, boy. Honey. So you want to put on big gloves, a big helmet, and go... And your dog is always looking over like, hey, just put a face in it. Come on. Don't be afraid. Come on.
Okay, now.
It's quite... Most people are going, oh, write that one down.
Okay, now we've got a little piece of film from The Awakenings. And I guess this is the beginning of the picture? Do you know exactly what
This is, basically, I should set the clip up.
Yeah.
Oh, changing his camera. It's basically, he has been a lab technician for a couple of years working on, basically research.
Right.
And now he's finally applying for a job in a regular hospital. He's never done this, and he thinks that he's going to be working in a lab. But surprise.
Watch the monitor. The Awakening. That's right. Yeah. Now they tell me. Yeah. What's the story? When you read publicity things, you always wonder if the studio makes them up. There was a report you broke De Niro's nose during the filming of this picture?
Yes, sir. It was.
Well, you did?
Yeah. Don't make me mad. All of a sudden, it's Raging Mork. What are you looking at?
Hey!
Don't look at me! It was an accident. It was, there's a scene later on in the movie where he starts to have a reaction to the drug, and I was supposed to restrain him. The papers made it seem like I hit him in anger, which is, if that was true, I'd be coming on the stage, "Clean, nice to be here tonight, Johnny. I am happy to be here." I don't know, it was totally an accident.
So
The simplest,
grabbed
it was my elbow popped him, and the moment it happened, I went, I'm dead. I'm dead. Oh, please. I've loved all of your movies. That Penny's sitting, she's over, Penny Marshall was the director, she's sitting on the side going, someone's overacting. But it's a frightening thing when it happened. But actually, he said it straightened his nose out, and now he looks very waspy. And he can come to Spargo's any night. It's fabulous. His name is Tad De Niro now. God, you've got to have them overlaid. Biff De Niro.
Biff De Niro.
It's a whole other thing. Raging Wasp. It's a wonderful. God, you've got to come by. We're just getting together and just opening a whole bunch of unborn pairs. It's so strange. I know that's a reference that people will be going, what does that mean?
Keep him awake. Come see Marge. Come in here.
Come here. Honey, do we have any unborn pairs?
Anyway, I wish you great success with the movie. Awake.